Well, it's been a while since I've made one of these videos. Today, we're going to be reacting to your guys' gaming hot takes. And if you guys have a hot take you want me to read the next part of this series, leave a comment down below. I'm going to try to get to this series about once a month, I think is good, because there's only so many gaming hot takes, I guess you could say, that you could possibly have. So, yeah, I'll try to do this series once a month. And if you guys enjoy, make sure to leave a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And we are going to get right into the first hot take of the video here, which comes to us from Kari25. He says, Batman Arkham Knight tank sections aren't that bad. Like, sure, the Cobras are kind of mid, but everything else did a fantastic job. And my only gripe is how they handled the tank boss fights. Well, I'm going to say this for sure, right? If you're talking about just the pure combat, the combat in this game is really good, right? I mean, I even like the tank combat, like, say what you want about the Batmobile. Yeah, there were points where it definitely shouldn't have been used, but the combat sections themselves were done extremely well. But if you're talking, like, you know, the story mode where it gets kind of thrown in as just a random puzzle just for the sake of it, yeah, that's kind of unnecessary to me, and it's a bit bad, but it's not as bad as people made it out to be. People made it out to be like some sort of war crime. But I don't also know, really, if this is, like, exactly a hot take. I mean, I would say it's kind of like a lukewarm one, to be honest with you. But I will say everyone agrees with the tank fights, right? Nobody could sit there and say that the Cobra fights are actually good in this game. I think most people would agree with you that the tanks are actually, like, the Cobra tanks are not fun at all. The regular tank battles, sure. But, like, say, the Arkham Knight one or the Deathstroke one. No, those are bad. Those are bad. Nobody thinks that those are good. The second hot take of the video comes to us from the Shrek, the Taco, and the Ballerina, and he says the Arkham series should end. I'm just worried that they're gonna run it into the ground. Shadow must have been great, I don't know, but from the reviews, WB is dumb, so you never know. It's my favorite series ever, but we don't need another in my opinion. Arkham chapter had closed. Now, I actually do agree with this. I do not think we should be getting more Batman Arkham games. I do believe that we should leave that with Kevin Conroy in the past. Especially, like, we got 5 really good games in this franchise. I don't think that adding in more to it is gonna, do any good. It's kind of like when a TV show goes on for too long. It's just gonna get to the point where nobody's gonna want to see it anymore. It's gonna get to the point where it's just becoming all about the money. And I can give you an example. If you look at, like, the Walking Dead games, right? The first season was phenomenal, and then after that, it kind of slowly got worse to the point where it just became too much. Now, to be fair, Season 4 was pretty good. I will say that much. Season 4 was pretty good. But Seasons 2 and 3, you could tell that Telltale was just trying to milk it for the money off of the success from the first game. And it'd get to that point with the Batman Arkham series too. And in fact, to a certain degree, it kind of already got to that point in Batman Arkham Knight. Because instead of trying to write an interesting story with good, interesting characters, it felt like they focused so much on, yes, the gameplay and everything is super important, but they were kind of riding off the success of Batman Arkham. And I think a new Batman Arkham title would just be more for money than it would be for actually caring about us as the fans and caring about the actual game in itself. I can't say that would, be a good thing. Now, to be fair, this is like, I don't know if what people generally believe on this. I think a lot of people do think that having another Arkham game would be a good idea, but me personally, I'm good. I want to move on to something else, a new iteration, start, maybe getting more into the Spider-Man games and stuff, and go from there. But to be honest with you guys, I just personally don't care to see another Batman Arkham game. I would love to see a new iteration of the character, different villains, different style. It doesn't even have to be on the level of Batman Arkham. We just want something interesting that players can gravitate towards, where the writers actually care about what they're, trying to sell, rather than just trying to give us complete crap and just try to make a quick buck. Our next hot take comes to us from sad_Bengals_fan, and he says 7,000 hours in GTA Online makes you mentally insane. Well, I would definitely agree with this. I don't know if that's a hot take, but then again, a lot of people probably do have that many hours and even more on the game, which I can't even fathom spending that much time playing any game. It doesn't matter if it's my favorite game of all time. I'm not spending 7,000 hours playing any online game. But what I will say is it definitely would make you insane, but you would also probably be, like, the richest guy in freaking GTA if you have that many hours. I would bet a lot of money that you actually would probably be the richest person in that freaking game. But honestly, Yeah, no, I personally couldn't do it. Freaking that would absolutely drive me insane. Because I personally do not like playing GTA Online. I don't like playing with a bunch of sweats and dweebs that just blow you up the second you load into lobbies and stuff. I would much rather play the GTA campaign. That's a lot more enticing to me. Or if I'm gonna play GTA Online, I'd rather play actual like game modes, whether it's a heist, a race, some sort of fun game mode, something rather than just running around being blown up by some dude who's put way too much money and way too much time into the game. So I would agree with you, but not sure if that's a hot take. And our last hot take of the video comes to us from Super Iron Man 8324, and he says Marvel's Spider-Man has a better story than Arkham Knight. Well, I would definitely agree with you on that, but again, like, I don't think any of these are really hot takes, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people really like the first Marvel Spider-Man game. I'm not sure if it's regarded as the best, but I do know it's a really good game. A lot of people really enjoyed that game. Arkham Knight didn't really feel like it was about the story, right? It kind of just felt like it was a continuation of Batman Arkham City with Joker's blood still in ya. Like, it didn't really feel like an actual campaign, at least not to me. Didn't feel like an actual story. The only thing we wanted to know is who is the Arkham Knight. That is all we are chasing for in this game, which could be used as a good thing, but for a lot of people, that was ruined for them due to poor marketing and the trailers revealing everything. Now, for me, when I first played it, I had no freaking clue who it was. I didn't watch any trailers at the time or anything, and it's a good thing I didn't, because that means I didn't have it spoiled. But Marvel Spider-Man, first of all, the story's a lot longer if I'm not mistaken. I think it takes about, is it 10 hours to play it? I could be wrong. It might not be that much. But I do think that, the story mode with Martin Lee and everything, it's pretty complex for someone like me. Or I shouldn't say complex, but for someone who isn't really into Spider-Man, generally speaking, I think it's a really good story, but I've heard some people say that the Marvel Spider-Man story is kind of like for people who have zero experience in Spider-Man, don't know anything about it. That would make sense, but that's not a bad thing if it's the first time, getting into the gaming space, or at least the first time in a long time that we've had a Spider-Man game. It's going to be filled with people who know nothing about Spider-Man to begin with, so it kind of makes sense that they'd make it a bit more basic. But yeah, I could get behind that, but the Spider-Man story is definitely better than Arkham Knight, and I think a lot of people would probably have that opinion, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Hey guys, this is part 5 of reacting to your gaming hot takes. Let me know your guys' gaming hot takes down in the comments below, and I will try to read them off in the next video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and if you enjoyed, make sure to subscribe. Let's try to get to 1,000 subs. We'll get that stream going. I know I keep mentioning it, but yeah, it's going to come one of these days, and I think it's going to be a very good day for everyone. That stream's going to go absolutely crazy, too, because I very rarely play any Arkham game in one day. Much less 4 in one day, so that'll be very interesting. But yeah, let me know your guys' gaming hot takes down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe for more content, and I'll see you guys later. Peace.